It's a normal busy day at the diner where I work. I'm a server here at Norman's Diner. I only work part-time so that I can make ends meet while I go to school. It's not the best paying job, but it was already hard enough to find employment that will work my hours. Norman is a 24-hour diner near downtown where all the clubs and bars are, so we typically get a pretty good flow of customers. It also means that we sometimes get very interesting characters like the man who's been seated in my area. Again. I see him every week on Sunday mornings like clockwork. He comes in at 11 o'clock sharp, sits at the same table every time. Although I don't know how he manages that, and he orders the same thing. Yeah, I know his orders by heart now. Breakfast special with eggs over easy, 4 pieces of crispy bacon, 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 slices of Texas toast. The man himself isn't necessarily weird. He's polite enough, but doesn't make much small talk. And isn't interested in friendly conversations, although he does tip well. He dresses nicely, has an air of superiority about him, and always looks out of place with his appearance of wealth when he sits on the green vinyl bench we provide, but he is a little strange. It's the staring. Despite a relaxed demeanor, his eyes are always moving, following, appraising me. Like he's attuned to my presence. I can feel him watching me for the entire time that I'm within his line of sight. He's never said anything to me, never asked for my phone number or been inappropriate, but... well, it makes me a little uncomfortable, even though he's handsome. How could it not? However, no matter how uncomfortable I am with his staring, it's not like I feel threatened or anything. Maybe he's shy, maybe he's super socially awkward. All I really know is that he stares, really doesn't talk, and always looks like a model in the clothes he wears. Hey, Lion, you better hurry before these plates get cold. I'm startled out my thoughts on the strange customer and hurry to go grab the order for another table. It's always busy here, and I should know better than to space out like that. Sorry! I get my table settled and their food, and finally, it's time. I have to go take my stalker's orders, even though I already know it. Shelly says that he's harmless, and I agree. After all, it's been months since he first started coming in, and nothing bad has happened to me. He's just a normal regular who likes to stare, and a customer is a customer. I need this job more than I'm worried about a guy who can't keep his eyes to himself. I approach him, putting my best customer service smile. Hi, welcome back. Will it be the usual today? Man, who is this Vergil-looking butthole? Not today. I can't help but raise my eyebrows. In all the time that he's come here, he's never ordered anything different. Still, other than that, I don't show my surprise. Really? Ready to try something new? I can't help that it sounds like I'm teasing him. It comes naturally to be friendly and inquisitive. Customer service requires a certain amount of extroversion that I've adapted to well. I'm a naturally friendly person anyway, and I do enjoy my job, especially when dealing with friendly customers. I am. There's an odd pause as I wait for him to continue, but he doesn't, so I break the silence first. So, what can I get you? The man's expression softened suddenly. I've never seen him look anything but serious and cold, so it startles me. What would you recommend? That takes me by surprise. I'm caught on my back foot. Already, this conversation is longer than I've ever had with him before. Well, you have a lot of good food. What are you in the mood for? To my bafflement, he doesn't make my job any easier. Whatever you think is best. I quickly review my limited knowledge of him to figure out something he might like. It's my job to make sure he enjoys his meal, and I feel oddly determined to make the right choice. What would he like the most? Something savory, it's what he always gets, so he must like it. Something sweet, it's good to have variety, right? You know what, let's give him something savory. I believe he would enjoy something savory. How about an omelet? The special is one of our favorites. The man nods, looking like he approves. Yeah, I'll have that then. Thanks. Yeah, I feel like I've passed the test and come out on the other side victorious. I can't help but grin happily. I'll be right back with that. It doesn't take too long for his food to come out, and I hurry to serve him before bustling off to my other tables. When I come back, he's waiting for me with an empty plate. You have a delightful taste. Thank you. I'm surprised by how sincere and warm he sounds despite his cold expression. It makes my cheeks heat, and I coldly shake my head in embarrassment. Thank you, but it wasn't all that much. Don't deny it. You're a hard worker, and do your best to cater to the... The man looks around the loud, messy diner with a very telling expression. various clientele of this establishment. I couldn't help but frown at his elitist statement. I want to speak up in the defense of my family-friendly diner, but it doesn't let me. My name's Damien, by the way. He stands out and holds out his hand to shake. It's just one surprise after another today, isn't it? I give him my hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Lion. Then, instead of shaking it, he brings my hand up to his mouth and brushes his lip over my knuckles. A lovely name for a lovely young darling. I'm really blushing. He's a real charming, that's for sure. I can't help but remember how he's been essentially stalking me at my place of work for the past several months. Why speak up now? He's never done that before. Thank you. I fiddle my hands and recall that I have his check with me. Well, here you are. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I nervously hand him the bill and then walk away, cheeks ablaze. I'm glad that checkout happens at the counter now. I can escape Damien's presence when I haven't to talk to him anymore. Fortunately, the rest of my shift goes well, and time seems to fly by. I'm excited to get home, get off my feet, and relax with some telly. It's a gift. It's such a relief to finally be home. Today was a long day. After Damien left, I was already off kilter for a little while. I got back to normal quickly enough, but not before my boss told me off for a big scatterbrain. I can't help but feel a little uncomfortable with him now, and the thought of seeing him again next Sunday makes me uneasy. It's probably not a big deal, I know. He just asked for my opinion like many customers often do, and introduced himself. There's no reason for me to feel wary, yet I do. I can't shake off this feeling of foreboding that settled on my shoulders from the moment he kissed my hand. It was such an awkward thing to do, but it acted so naturally that no one even batted an eye. My face gets warm again just thinking about what people must have thought. I'm distracted as I walk to my front door, so I don't notice what's there right away. Huh? Lying up against my door are a bouquet of flowers and a package. I haven't ordered anything. Today isn't a special occasion, so I have no idea what's in the box or who the flowers are from. Even though it looks like someone just got me something really nice for no reason, I can't help but hesitate to bring it inside. Not thinking about it too much, I pick up the flowers and package and take them inside with me. I put the flowers, they're my favorite kind, which is a bit odd for someone to know, in a vase on my dining room table, adding some flour to it to keep them alive longer before going to my bedroom. After opening the package, I find that the interior is covered in protective bubble wrap. I look inside, pulling out the bubble wrap hiding the gift. I gasp as I see a jewelry box and a brand name on it. Whatever this is, it's from one of the most expensive jewelry stores in the city. I stare at it in shock. Who could have gotten this for me? Nobody I know has this kind of money, ruling out any family or friends. And it was left on my doorstep, which means that someone I don't know knows where I live. Further inspection of the box shows that it wasn't posted through the mail, but rather hand-delivered. That's unsettling. I hesitate to open the gold box. Maybe the person got the wrong address. That certainly makes more sense than a stranger getting me something like this out of nowhere. Still, curiosity wins out. They'll never know if I open it first, just to check, right? I ignore the warning bells going off in my head, perhaps foolishly, but I can't help myself. It's been a weird kind of day. First, my stoic, silent customer finally talking to me. Then these strange gifts. It's enough to make anyone tired. Putting my good senses aside, I open the box carefully, and inside is one of the most expensive chokers I've ever seen. It's beautiful, exquisite. It's understated, but that's real gold and those are real diamonds. It looks like it'll fit perfectly if I put it on. Part of me really wants to put it on right away, this instant. It's such a fine piece of work, but it could easily get stolen. It seems like it's a casual kind of display of wealth that might get me mugged. Another part of me wants to keep it, but keep it in my house safe and only take it out for special occasions. Not that I have many of those, and especially not any that would require something this nice. And then there's the part that is suspicious of this seemingly innocuous, if lavish gift. It might make more sense to get rid of it. I don't think I could bring myself to put it in the trash though. It's too nice for that. Instead, I'll have to go to the front desk and see if anyone is missing that delivery. Standing there, looking at the choker and watching it glimmer in the yellow lighting, I decide to decide what to do. Tampering with mail is a felony, and this is probably not meant for me. I better get returned to the right person. Gotta keep it, but I don't want to flaunt wealth I don't have, so I'll keep it tucked away in my bedroom where I'll be safe. I doubt a delivery person will mess up this badly. I'm gonna put it on right now. I don't want to seem ungrateful to whoever gave it to me. I know this will get me more affection points with Damien. Why not? I carefully removed the choker all the way and I put it around my neck. I struggle for a moment to get the clasp right, but once it clicks together, it stays on firmly. I go to the bathroom to survey myself in the mirror, and wow, I look good with this on. It goes really well with my complexion, but is understated enough to not look as ostentatious as I had imagined. But it's not something to wear around the house, so I gotta take it off. And can't. It won't come off. Whatever device I had used to put it on before almost seems to have disappeared. Pulling the choker around to see what exactly is going on, I realized that where the two ends join, there's a lock that Did I screw up? I feel like I screwed up. God. Essentially, it'll take someone with a key to open it, and I don't have that. I checked the box it came in, and there was nothing else. God damn it, I belong to Damien now. I take a deep breath in and then out. I repeat it. It's almost impossible to not start panicking. I definitely shouldn't have ignored my instincts. Did the person who sent this know what they were sending me? Is this somehow malicious? I can't help but wonder to think that maybe it was an innocent mistake. It'll be terrible if I end up having to cut it off, but I finally calmed down when I realized that even if the locking device is weird, it's not like there's anything actually wrong with the choker itself. I'm still uneasy about the whole thing, but I feel a little better and am able to make dinner and settle in to do my homework. What else can I do but try and ignore it? There's nothing I can do about it now. The necklace. Next week goes well without any further gifts or weirdness, but I'm still a little hesitant to see Damien again, and I assume I will on Sunday morning. I show up to work bright and early. Shelly, one of my coworkers, is already clocked in and she greets me warmly. Wow, look at you. That's a gorgeous necklace. I blush and finger it. I still haven't been able to get it off despite my best efforts. Still, it looks so nice that I've gone over my alarm and I've decided that at least this way no one can steal it from me. Thanks. It looks really good, doesn't it? Sure does. She winks. It looks expensive. I bet it costs more than a year's worth of rent for me. Are you holding out on me, or do you have some secret rich boyfriend? I know she's teasing, but her words bring to mind the fact that I do have a secret admirer who certainly does appear to be wealthy. It was a gift. I have no idea who from, though. Shelly gasps and then grins widely. Oh man, I'm so jealous. A secret rich guy is secretly pining after you. Oh, so romantic. I shrug uncomfortably. It doesn't feel as romantic as Shelly makes it out to be. Even though I'm enjoying my gift, it makes me a little uneasy that I know who it's from. Hey, ladies! These tables aren't gonna serve themselves! Our manager, Rick, calls out from the kitchen, apparently seeing us chatting away and not working. We grin sheepishly and hurry to get back to work. Sunday mornings are always pretty busy. I forget about Damien and the choker with all the hubbub. It is only when he shows up at night, impeccably dressed and looking handsome as usual, that I remember. It is with a wary sort of warmth that I approach him. It only feels right to be a bit friendlier after our introduction last week. My priority isn't my discomfort, it is maintaining good customer service. Damien, good to see you back. How's your week been? He looks at me with an expression of skeptical surprise. It's been... His gaze isn't meeting mine. Instead, he's looking lower at my neck. He's looking at a choker, I realize. Very satisfying. His eyes lift to meet mine again. And how was your week, Lion? It was fine, you know, school, work, the usual. I feel kind of flattered that he's taking such an interest in me. Stalker, shy, awkward, or whatever. I can't deny that he's an attractive man. Between his normal, reticent silence and my awareness of his repeated visits, I've never really given it any thought, though now it's sticking like a burr. Just the usual. The way he says it makes a leading statement. I wonder for a moment if he knows something I don't. The way he was looking at my neck, I realized he must have noticed the choker. Oh. If he really is stalking me, shouldn't he be a bit jealous of someone else's gift? Especially since I'm wearing it? Well, I reach up and toy the choker absentmindedly. They got a surprise gift last weekend. Looks nice, doesn't it? I motion to the choker around my neck. Truly does. It looks so smug, so satisfied. But for a moment, I wonder, is Damien behind the gift? Is he the one who gave it to me? And suddenly, the question is on the tip of my tongue. Ask him teasingly if he knows something I don't. This is very bold of me, but I have to know. Ask him if he's the sender. I'm too nervous. I can't bring myself to ask it, despite my curiosity. You know what? It'll be a tease. Like, I'm pretty sure Damien here loves a bit of a tease, so why not? There's a moment where our eyes meet, and I feel like he's looking into my soul. But he just keeps looking at me, saying nothing, with only a mysterious smile on his face. Finally, I give up. He's obviously not gonna give me an answer. Sorry, that was awkward of me. I quickly changed the subject. I've been lingering at his table for too long anyway. So, the usual. Damien nods, still smiling mysteriously and softly. That's fine. I grin enthusiastically, but still feel my cheeks are hot. I'm so embarrassed. How could I harass a customer like this? Rick would have my head if he found out. I'll have that right over for you. I quickly make my way to the kitchen to turn in his order. The encounter. What happened with Damien hangs like some sort of rain cloud over the rest of the week. Embarrassment clings to me from seeing Damien and that awful conversation. Even though he wouldn't say he was the one who gave it to me, after a lot of thought, I've decided he must have had something to do with it. I don't have any proof though, and I've humiliated myself enough. Thoughts about Damien and the choker cycle through my mind, unbidden like they have been all week. Wouldn't the choker have gotten dirty at this point? Like, I'm pretty sure like you should take it off, like, to be able to wash that area of your neck. Like, Jesus. I think about how he's been staring at me for months now. At first, when Shelly called him my stalker, I thought she was overreacting and called it more like a joke. But after a while, I started thinking the same thing myself. Nothing ever came of it, so I was never worried. Then he started talking to me, and the flowers, and the choker. The choker I can't take off. The thing is, any evidence I have about Damien being a real threat is circumstantial. I'm hesitant to call him anything of the kind even now. It's never seemed like it. But he could be shy or something. He could just be socially awkward, like I consider at first. It seems like he has a lot of money from the way he dresses, so even if the choker is from him, it could be a weird way of showing affection. He might not be able to express it very well. Then again, he wouldn't admit to it when I asked. That's odd if he's using it to make a move of some kind. There's also the chance that he really is a stalker, but the way Shelly had said. I wonder if I should be worried. But, and it may sound stupid, I still don't really feel threatened by him regardless of what he is. Uncomfortable, yes. A little weirded out? Absolutely. But afraid of him? Not at all! Still, part of me is dreading going to work on Sunday and seeing him. Something's changed between us. Something I can't see or define, but know it's there anyway. My thoughts keep conflicting with each other, but I want to keep thinking about this until I can unravel the mess in my mind, despite not making any progress over the last week. I'm so confused. I don't really know what to think. It's hard to surrender to fate, when even you know you don't have any control. Right now, it's Saturday, and I'm going to meet my friend for a night out on the town. It's been too long since I've really let out loose. The choker is a comforting weight against my neck, and I've taken to fiddling with it when I'm bored or nervous. No matter who gave it to me, Damien or some stranger, and the circumstances surrounding it. I really appreciate the gift. I do wonder what the catch is. There's always a catch to good things. But since there's nothing I can do, it's just one more thing to conflict my thoughts, so I'm trying not to think about it. Either way, it's time to get going. I'll take one last look in my mirror to make sure I'm ready. Seeing my makeup looking flawless and my clothes immaculate, I leave my apartment and head for the bus stop. Hey, look who's finally take a break from life to hang out with a friend. I'm not that much of a workaholic, Kaylee. It's so nice to see her. She's one of my best friends, and it feels like we've been through everything together. Childhood, her parents' divorce, high school, now college and adulthood. I couldn't ask for a better friend. So, where would you like to start? We're at one of the most popular nightclubs in town. On a Saturday night like this one, it's packed with people and it takes a while to reach the counter and get our drinks. We order shots to get the night started, then go to the dance floor. Getting into the mood, we drink, we dance, we flirt. Well, Kaylee does anyway. I'm not in the mood for a one-night stand, and we have a great time. It's wonderful to let loose. We both can hold our liquor pretty well, so we're not sloppy drunks, but Kaylee's a bit ahead of me, though, with all the drinks various cute guys have brought her. I'm no ugly duckling myself, but Kaylee has a sort of charisma that just draws people in. She's a real queen bee, so to speak, but she's never cruel or malicious. Her confidence outmatches mine by a lot. I've known her since kindergarten, even though she's always had a lot of friends. She and I have always been the closest. She's encouraged me over the years to grow confident and strong. Even so, there's only so much I can manage. I'm not necessarily a wallflower, but I can't just flit from person to person, making small talk and new friends as easily as breathing like Kaylee does. Kaylee nudges me, interrupting my thoughts. Want to grab some drinks? She has to speak louder over the beat of the bass and chattering crowd. I turn to her and nod, but got a pretty good buzz and I don't want to ruin it by overindulging. A nice cold water would be good though. We step up to the bar, and while we are waiting for the bartender to come our way, a guy starts chatting Kaylee up almost immediately. Kaylee seems interested in him, distinctly more so than the others by far. So after we get our orders, I decide to go find somewhere to sit for a bit. My heels are starting to hurt, and I could use some time off my feet. I find a table for two, and all but slump into the cushioned metal chair. I sigh and gulp my water down. I hadn't realized how thirsty I was until I put the glass to my lips. Lion? A somewhat familiar voice saying my name makes me look up, and then... Oh! Damien! Well, fancy meeting you here. I'm shocked. I would never expected to see someone like him in a place like this. He dresses too well and definitely doesn't give off the aura of a partier. Still, he's holding a glass of what looks like whiskey straight and wearing much more casual clothing than I'm used to seeing on him. What are you doing here? I blared out and realized how rude it sounds only a second after it's out of my mouth. However, Damien doesn't seem to be offended. The same as you are, I suppose. I nod dumbly. I see you decide to wear a gift. My embarrassment from our last interaction comes roaring back and I blush. Yeah, it seemed too nice to just leave alone, you know? I'm glad. Looks good on you. Let's brief awkward pause, at least on my end, before I come back to the present. Would you like to sit? That would be lovely. As he takes his seat across from me, I wonder the chances of us meeting up in such a big city. It seems unlikely to me. Yeah, I'm not gonna say my thoughts aloud though. I'd sound paranoid. I sip at my water, not really knowing what to say. I don't know Damien, despite having seen him every Sunday for months. He never seemed open to conversation before 2 Sundays ago. So now I'm faced with him alone and without conversation starter. I'm lost. Finally. Do you come here often? Damien's gaze turns to me and I feel like a bug under a microscope. Nah, this was a bit of an experiment. I desperately want to know how clubbing could be in any way an experiment. What's our hypothesis then? He looks at me, eyes intense, before smirking. That's a secret. He seems so calm and unflappable while saying it, even as he shuts down my attempt to start a conversation that I get a little flustered. Well, are you here with anyone, or did you come out by yourself? I relax at his question. I don't really want to just sit here in relative awkward silence with a somewhat familiar acquaintance. I come here for a break. I'm with a friend. She's somewhere around here, getting hit on by cute guys. Damien's expression darkens for the slightest second before relaxing. It's dangerous to be alone in a place like this. There are many who would take advantage of a drunk person, alone and vulnerable. Well, that's kinda insulting, even if there is some truth to it. I'm not drunk, just a bit tipsy. Trust me, I can rely on Kaylee. I say as I turn over and she's just gone. I don't even know where she is. She's just gone. I'm pretty sure she's already got off on a romp. To make my point clear, I turn in my seat and point out my friend. I don't know why I feel compelled to give him proof. Maybe it's because a lot of what he said was true and I don't actually want to be left alone either. But I don't see her anywhere. I knew it! I knew she was already off! Is something wrong? I don't think so. I just can't find my friend. Would you like some help tracking her down? Maybe in a bit, if she doesn't show up soon. I don't want her wandering off by herself for too long. A reasonable desire. Would you come with anyone? Nah, unfortunately, I'm not considered an easy target by unscrupulous men? Unscrupulous men. I laugh a little at that. It's an understatement. Oh, I guess you're not. So, you just came to a night club to dance? Damien laughs like I said something funny. Look at him, I can see why. He's not dressed for dancing, but I can easily see him picking up anyone he'd like. The thought makes me a little uncomfortable, especially with the way he's been watching me at the diner. Scratch that, with the way he's looking at me now. So if you're not here alone, why are you here? Truthfully, I want to socialize. My work means I spend most of my time giving orders and managing others. In an environment like this, I can meet with equals. At his admission, I start to feel a little excited. I know nothing about this man other than that he likes savory food and has money. The quality of his clothes are any indication. I want to know more about him. What exactly do you do? There's a brief pause before Damien continues. I trust you won't go spreading this around. I enjoy my anonymity. I nod eagerly. I'm the CEO of Walmart. I can't help the involuntary gasp that comes immediately after his statement. Walmart is the #1 grocery chain in the world. It has cheap prices, a wide variety of stocks, the freshest produce, and a lot of name brands. You can get clothes, electronics, and furniture there. Like the name implies, it has all of everything. Wow, that's big. I'm now unnerved. I've treated him like a normal person this whole time. More than that, I made the absolutely ridiculous assumption that he would have given me the choker and flowers. I wonder what such an affluent, upper-class man is doing spending time at Norman's diner in the first place. I wonder he looks so out of place. With the quality of his clothes, he belongs at a gala or charity fundraiser, not a diner like mine or even at this nightclub. And why isn't he sitting in the VIP section? Damien seems to read my thoughts. Like I said, I appreciate the anonymity. Telling the world who I am will result in paparazzi and special treatment. I do not particularly want that following me everywhere. I guess that makes sense. It does to a certain degree. I can't imagine being followed around for pictures, nor do I think I would like to be treated differently from others. Still, it doesn't entirely sit right with me. Like, it's not the whole truth. But I can't very well argue with him, so I don't voice my doubts. Think about how you would have treated me had you known who I was. It wouldn't be anything like a past interactions, would it? Well, he's definitely right about that. I still don't know how I feel about the way I treated him, but I won't be forgetting this information anytime soon. If I start acting differently towards him, will that drive him away from the diner after all? Nah, it wouldn't. Honestly, I don't really know what to think about this. Please, don't let it bother you. I've enjoyed spending a little time I've had with you. There's no mistaking his words. I realized all of a sudden, the months of showing up every Sunday, always in my section, the way he would watch me, the kiss on my knuckles when we met, the compliments he paid me about being attractive. It's clear now what he wants. For some outrageous reason, Damien wants me. Me, a normal person, struggling to pay the bills between college and rent, with overgrowing student loans, working part-time at a diner that barely covers my costs. He wants me. Thank you. I've enjoyed our interactions too. It feels like the right thing to say, even though I spend so much time flustered and unsure about him. I'm not sure it's entirely true. Still, the last thing I want to do is offend him. I'm glad. I would like to get to know you better. You're an intelligent person. I'm sure you know by now that I'm interested in you. Oh boy, he's right. He's made it fairly obvious, but between meeting him at my job and him being the CEO of Walmart, this could get messy. If I offend him, it could ruin my life, easily. Sure, I've noticed that he's handsome, but he seems nice enough. Although cold and stoic, he's only started to be more expressive recently. I wonder if that's him letting his guard down, so I would somehow know I'm special. I didn't realize before, but that seems to be the case. I don't know what changed on that Sunday when he introduced himself, but it feels like this is happening really, really fast. I have to ask myself, am I interested in him too, or is this too much? I think I like him. I wouldn't mind getting to know him. I don't dislike him, but I don't want to move too fast either. I don't know what to think, but I do know is that I'm not into him the way he's into me. I like him! I'm a little nervous being so bold, but I speak my truth. I like to get to know you better too. I'm glad. Now that we're in agreement, would you like me to buy you a drink? He pauses. I didn't want to be presumptuous by asking earlier. Of course, it seems it wouldn't have been too presumptuous after all. It's been a bit since I've had a drink and my buzz is fading. I smile at him gratefully. Sounds great. I could use a little extra booze right now. Damien seems amused and stands up. I'll be right back. As he heads towards the bar, I watch as the crowd seems to instinctively shift around him, clearing a path. I'm not sure if it's his natural confidence or the cold look he generally has on his face, but he doesn't meet any resistance making it to the bar. While he's there, I scan the crowds for Kaylee, but I don't find her anywhere. It's okay for now. I'm not planning on going home anytime soon. I'm excited. It's been a long time since I last had a boyfriend, or even time for a relationship. Part of me is worried I still don't have time, but I think I want to make it work. Not 5 minutes later, Damien is back, holding my favorite drink. Wow, didn't you know this was my favorite? I was lucky, I guess. I'm glad you like it. Don't want you to get buzzed too fast. I sip on my drink, savoring it as we continue to talk. Conversation flows smoothly, and soon we're talking about more serious matters. My goal recently has been to fund solar technology via one of our subsidiaries to reduce the corporation's carbon footprint. I can't give any details, but I believe it's coming along nicely. I laugh. Well, I could do anything with the details, really. You could always report it to the press. I hear they pay nicely. You shouldn't tell me that. They're giving me ideas. Damien laughs, catching the joke. Still, I wonder, at even the meager trust he'd given me, how much does he know that I wouldn't go to the press with even the smallest bit of information? I laugh too, but as I do, my head starts spinning a bit. I feel dizzy, and a bit more drunk than what I've had should have been making me. As the time passes, my words start to slur, and I get dizzier and dizzier until I start swaying off my chair. I don't feel well at all. This isn't a good buzz. I'm not feeling very good. Gotta find Kaylee. I haven't seen her. I could look for her, but I don't want to leave you alone like this. It's fine. I'm okay. No, you're not. Let me take you home. That's okay. I'll go. I hiccup. Don't be stubborn. You're in no state to wander around on your own. Here. Damien comes and hoists me up. His hands are warm, even with the humidity and heat of the club. I sway in his firm grasp as he lifts me to standing and then wraps an arm around my shoulders. Come along. Everything will be fine. No. Kaylee. She'll be fine. She's been taken care of. What? I don't like the tone of his voice at all. What does he mean she's been taken care of? Out front, a limousine is idling. Damien guides me to it, despite my growing protest, and I couldn't help but collapse into the cushy seats. Damien is wrong. I wanna go home, Kaylee. Don't worry, Lion. I'm gonna take good care of you. You won't want for anything, as long as you obey me. That sends my thoughts into a tailspin. I'm not sure what to do or what I even can do. Damien comes in after me and taps on the dividing screen. Take us home, Walter. I can feel the car start to move, and it occurs to me that this isn't what I signed up for when I started talking to Damien. What happened to getting to know each other? Hey, let's go out! I'm taking you to your new home. You'll like it there, I promise. No! I'm going. We're going there. Come down. If you make a fuss, I might have to punish you first thing, and I don't want our relationship to start off that way. He adjusts me so that my head is on his lap. Never felt weaker or more helpless in my life. Terror makes me shake even as Damien carts his warm fingers through my hair soothingly. Just let go, Lion. All is well. Despite nothing being well, I can't help but give in to unconsciousness. Oh no! Anyway, that was Yandere Love Chains of Fate. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to the game will be in the description below. There is another version of it on the creator's itch.io page if you guys want, which gives you the option for like multiple genders. The game is still in demo, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I might be coming back if the game has a full release. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.